Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to change the oil in my GT40.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and we are at NG Supercars. This is my dealership, and this beautiful GT40 is for sale. So check it out on our website, ngsupercars.com. It's actually going to be going up for auction very soon. So if you're interested, before it goes to auction, hit us up. We can probably get you in. Otherwise, once it hits auction, well, it's up to the auction. But I wanted to give it a good oil change before we send it off to its new owner. It's going to be pretty simple. It's got a Roush 427 SR in it. Takes regular 5W30. We're going to put in synthetic. Takes a regular oil filter that you can get at basically any parts store. It's going to be a pretty simple oil change. So let's send it up and change the oil. By the way, if you could like, share, and subscribe, we do appreciate your guys' support. Thank you so much. Off she goes. All right, YouTube, so drain plug and oil filter. That's it. I'm so used to these Ferraris with like 3-4 drain plugs and stuff. I don't know what to do with myself if that's this simple. So let's pull the plug and filter and change this oil. So I was trying to figure out if it's got metric or standard, and at first I put on standard because I thought, oh, it's a American car, but it's kind of modern. A lot of the modern American stuff does use metric, and there's a lot of Allen bolts and stuff which are usually metric. But anyway, I got a 19 millimeter, and it seems to fit a little bit more snug than the 3/4. So I'm gonna go with the 19, and hopefully it's the right size. Oh, hooray! Someone didn't over tighten it for once. Okay. Oh, still. There we go. And blah. Oh yeah, she needed it. It's a very unusual drain plug. Alright, we'll let that drain for a little while. Alright, YouTube, let's get this oil filter off while it's draining. There we go. There. Alright, since I don't have a pan, I can go to both sides. Oh, maybe I can do that. Ha ha ha. Come on. What fires the threads on that thing? This was supposed to be easy. It's like stuck up against that brake line. There. Jeez, jeez. Alright, we've got our 51085 filter. We're going to pre-fill it with some oil. Not all the way, but most of the way. Because if we fill it all the way, it's going to spill out when I screw it on. That's pretty good. We're going to take some of this oil, lubricate the gasket. Looks like I can put a little bit more in. Let's get some air bubbles. Okay. There we go. Alright, we're just going to clean off everything. Get it nice and clean. Get the oil out of here. On a new filter. And since it's kind of got a weird angle, gotta be really careful not to cross thread this thing. There we go. Okay. I'm just doing it nice and hand tight. There, that should be good. All right, filter's on. Still Still waiting for it to finish draining. I think because of the way the sump pan is designed, it's gonna just keep draining for a long time. While we're waiting for it to finish draining, clean up the oil plug, put a new crush washer on there. I don't have the torque spec, so we're just gonna do it, tight enough to smush a copper crush washer. So it's usually around like 40, 45 foot-pounds, so nothing crazy. We don't need to like make it so it rips this thing off in there. That would suck. But enough to actually get it to be tight and crush the washer and seal. Install the drain plug. It's been a few more minutes and it finally slowed down dripping. Give it a quick little clean off. It was interesting because this has obviously been like ceramic coated, and I think they must have ceramic coated it with that bolt, the drain plug in place or something, because there's like ceramic coating flake on the edge of it. It's kind of peeling off. Anyway, here we go. Let's do, snug, but not crazy. That should be good. All right, smushed our crush washer. Let's go up top, add some oil. Okay, so to pop open the rear, we gotta pull out the pin, push the release, and come over to the other side and do the same thing. And push. It's hard to do with one hand. I'm gonna give it a quick little oomph. There. Oh, it's hard with one hand. There we go. All right, so. We want to add the oil. Of course, add the oil on the other side in the breather and check it on the dipstick over here. Yeah, thanks, guys. Now, I read online that it takes 6.5 quarts. I don't know if that's true or not. So we're gonna start like 4, check it, 4.5, check it, 5, check it. It's gonna take a little while. We're gonna be using 5W30 liquid moly. It's fully synthetic. Oh man, it's too big. Ha, that's what she said. Okay, is this a little better? Not ideal, but it'll work. Just don't feel like splashing all over this pretty engine. Okay, bottle number 2. We'll add maybe about half of it. Not quite. I'm gonna check it anyway. It's only about 3 quarts. Let's see where it's at. And as expected, not even on the dipstick. But that's okay. Like I said, I'd rather not overfill it. Okay. Well, that's both jugs, but the one jug was only about half full. All right, it's just barely on the dipstick, and it's still a quart low. So I probably need 2 more quarts. Jeez. So what I read online is definitely wrong. It said 6.5 quarts, and I've added about 6.5, and it's still just barely on the dipstick. It's probably 1.5 quart low, so I think it's closer to 8 quarts of oil, which, hey, that's good for a high performance engine, so I'm not complaining, but I guess I gotta get more oil. Good news is there's enough oil in there that we can at least start it, make sure it gets oil pressure, make sure there's no leaks. So let's do that, and then I'll have to get more oil and top it off. All right, YouTube, now for the best part. Let's start it up, make sure we're neutral. And we want to make sure that the oil pressure comes up pretty quickly. 2 stomps and nice. £50. So we want to see. Very, very good. God, I love this thing. Listen to that. Oh, it's so good. That just never gets old. The funny thing about the exhaust from this thing is I can still feel it pushing air all the way out here. Like, it just shoots the air out so hard. Look at it. I can still feel it moving air. Good Lord. That thing's just a monster. All right, YouTube, it's been a little bit. I dug through our cabinets and actually found some more oil, and I topped it off. So I ended up taking closer to like 8.5 quarts, not 6.5, way more than I expected. But that's a great thing. That means this thing has a lot of oil to lubricate. It helps keep the oil cooler. Totally content with that. I'm very pleased with that. I think what's going on is this thing has an auxiliary oil cooler that's not standard for the Roush 427 SR engine. So the engine pan probably has 6.5 quarts. I bet you the cooler contains another 2 quarts, and that also might explain why it was draining and draining and draining. I totally forgot about that. There's an auxiliary oil cooler right back there in the rear corner, and that was something that was optional on the Superformance GT40 Mark 1s that the original owner ordered with it. So it's a good option to have. It has its own little fan switch and all that stuff, so great thing to have. But anyway, she's all set. No leaks. I checked underneath. Everything's happy. Sad to see it go. This has been my favorite car I've ever owned by a lot. I just love this car, but I gotta let it go. I gotta grow the business, and in order to grow the business, I need the money from this car to grow the business. So I got an adult here, and one of you can, unfortunately, take this thing away from me and have it grace your life. Yeah, makes me sad just to think of it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Check out normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services. Use the code NGS10. It hooks you up with 10% off. Also, check out NG Supercars, our dealership. But that's it for this one. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.